Well, good morning or afternoon, depending on what time you're watching this. Welcome to another slideshow, looking at, this time, syllabus dot point B. You'll notice political, economic and social issues. They're those three things that I said we'll break up the issues into, in the Weimar Republic to 1929. So, hopefully, most of you should know we've split up the this time period from 1919 through to 29 into two sections. The first one we've looked at already, 1919 to 1923. You'll note this is the time period where really it's a new democratic republic. They don't have a whole lot of authority. The army's not really on their side. They don't have a lot of muscle and might. You've got the Freikorps, who are returning soldiers who are setting up these kind of paramilitary groups, keeping their weapons from the army. Remember, they've all been disbanded because of the Treaty of Versailles. Everyone hates them, the government, for signing the Treaty of Versailles. In this period, you've got the Spartakists, who are the left-wing communists, who lead an uprising that takes a week to put down. In the end, the government has to actually ask the Freikorps to go in and suppress the uprising, and they do it brutally. And it's basically a battle in the middle of Berlin. Then you've got on the other side the Kapp-Putsch, which is the guy's name was Kapp, and he rises up and takes over Berlin. Actually, takes over the city because the army does not actually stop him. The army actually says the Reichswehr, which is the name for the army, does not fire on the Reichswehr. So the right-wing uprising is actually successful, and it actually takes the occupants of Berlin, all the actual citizens, to actually have a general strike, and all of them stop working and just say, no, if you're going to stay in power, we're not going to work. And so that stops as well. So we've talked about that. We've looked at, if you remember, the essay on the challenges facing the new government, and we've started looking at this period of stability, 1924 to 1929. It's called the Stresemann era, and the reason for this, that's not how you spell Stresemann. The reason for this is because the guy that's kind of in charge is Gustav Stresemann. So let's have a look at that era. Okay, so during this era, here's a quick little overview for you. Major issues. You've got a whole lot of social and cultural change happening in the 1920s. So you've got quite an industrial city in Berlin. You've got a population who have faced the ravages of war, but are now actually having a bit of prosperity and a stabilization of the economy. And they're trying new things, they're innovating, and it's really an exciting period to be in Berlin at the time. People are coming, tourists are coming, international visitors are coming, and seeing that Berlin is a place of culture and a place of excitement. Economically speaking, Stresemann is very good at talking to other countries and signing treaties so that there's a reduction in the reparations they have to pay. And due to loans, remember, they are short-term loans, however, but due to these loans, the economy stabilizes. There's no more hyperinflation like 1923 or the invasion of the Ruhr because they can't pay reparations. It's actually a very stable era. Politically, it's relatively stable as well. So Stresemann is kind of the ultra-statesman. He manages to keep a couple of coalitions together in the government, as well as making quite a few international treaties. And Germany even is admitted to the League of Nations, which, if you remember, is that organization set up to actually kind of make sure war doesn't happen again. So they become this country that kind of gains respectability, I guess you could say, on a world stage. This leads us to really the great historiographical question of this, or I guess debate of this period: how stable was it? Okay, so you remember a lot of the money they had was for two reasons: reduction in reparations payments and also short-term loans. So a lot of people say, well, it was kind of a period of stability that was built on a very uneven foundation. So things appeared stable, but could at any time break into a really tumultuous period again. So as you can see, opinions vary between, you've got not stable at all, the whole thing was just a veneer, it was a very unstable period, or it was kind of stable compared to the really, really unstable periods either side of it, so 1919 to 1923 and 29 to 34, which is kind of the descent into Nazism. And then finally, some people say it was a very stable period. So what I'm going to get you to do is not only write an essay plan, but also an essay. That's right, we're going to start practicing writing essays. I'm going to do it in Edmodo so that I am actually able to give you feedback, typed feedback, whenever I get around to it, hopefully relatively quickly, but obviously I can do it at different times and different contexts, so keep checking it because I won't do them all in one go. The question will be assess, right? Assess is a high level thing, so I'll keep asking it to make sure you guys are getting the idea of what it means to assess something. So assess how stable Germany was during this period, 24 to 29. Okay, so you're going to have to not just decide, I think it was pretty stable. You need to actually assess how stable it is. Alright, think about the different factors that led to stability, the different factors that led to instability, and make a judgment based on all of those factors. Good luck, guys. We'll see you in class.